to move that the bill be read a second time. Honorable Igbakpa.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, I am Honorable Ben Roland Igbakpa. I represent Ethiop East, Ethiop West, and by the special grace of God, we are from Delta State. Mr. Speaker, I hereby move a bill for an act to make provision for the prohibition of stigmatization of persons who are victims of insurgency or militancy from reintegration with the community, and to provide for the prosecution and punishment of any person or group of persons who stigmatize such victims with a view to uphold and protect their fundamental right to dignity and free association as provided by the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and for related matters. I beg to move.
Honorable Femi.
I'm a very revered speaker. My name remains Femi Bamishile, representing the very good people of Emure, Bonyi, and Ekiti East Local Government of Ekiti State, the citadel of understanding. I hereby stand to second the motion as moved by my neighbor, who stays very close to me. I so second.
Thank you. Is everything okay? I was trying to protect you from Honorable Princess Miriam. Is everything okay?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I know you have your eyes all open. I'm being choked up here, but I mean, I'm okay, sir, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Igbakpa, please lead.
The protector of the common man. God bless you.
Are you common?
Yes, now. This is for the common man. This bill, as rightly enunciated by our dear Speaker, seeks to make provision for the prohibition of stigmatization of persons who are victims of insurgency or militancy from reintegration with the community, to provide for the prosecution and punishment of any person or group of persons who stigmatize such victims with a view to uphold and protect their fundamental right to dignity and free association as provided by our dear Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Let me state in retrospect that the Boko Haram insurgency in the northeastern part of Nigeria has exacerbated development challenges in a region that is already regarded as the least developed region in the country in terms of human and infrastructural development. In fact, it is on record that in the course of the activities of Boko Haram sect, many homes have been destroyed and thousands of people killed and displaced. A key challenge now before the Nigerian state and non-governmental actors working in the region is how to reintegrate over 2 million internally displaced persons who are victims of the Boko Haram insurgency. However, there are numerous challenges to the process of reintegration. The lack of initiatives to address stigmatization of insurgency or militancy victim is a major constraint that reflects more widely upon the impact of the insurgency on the human development in the country. Stigma, which refers to the process by which a group of individuals is labeled as socially undesirable, and these individuals are devalued due to the attributes or behaviors that are societally deemed as deeply discrediting, is a damaging social phenomenon, discriminatory, and a gross violation of the age-long fundamental rights of citizens of this country. Mr. Speaker, the human right makes it illegal to discriminate on a wide range of grounds, including association. In fact, the right to freedom from discrimination is internationally recognized a human right. The right to freedom from discrimination is particularly relevant for groups that have historically discriminated against and vulnerable groups. Section 42 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999 as amended, specifically provides for the right to freedom from discrimination, while every individual, according to Section 34 of the said Constitution, is entitled to respect for dignity of his person. Therefore, in the case of victims of insurgency and militancy in Nigeria, apart from the fact that stigma has negative effects on health outcomes, including non-optimal medication adherence, lower visit adherence, higher depression, and overall lower quality of life, it is also a gross violation of their constitutional right. Moreover, Mr. Speaker, the psychological consequences of stigmatization of victims of insurgency and militancy is that such victims of ongoing violence in Nigeria may suffer severe cognizant misfunction, depression, panic disorder, generalized anxiety, and psychological illness. Mr. Speaker and distinguished colleagues, there is the belief within some segment of Nigerian society that the government-led de-radicalization process, which involves debriefing, retraining, and readjustment of victims to a civilian lifestyle, is a necessary precondition for the reintegration of those who spend time with Boko Haram in captivity. The provision of the conducive environment which endangers substantive livelihood for victims of Boko Haram and reintegration ex-insurgents will help to prevent radicalization, violent extremism in the future. This bill has painstakingly noted the challenges and effect of stigmatization of persons who are victims of insurgency or militancy from reintegration with the community, and it holds other provision for 1. The protection of the fundamental right of victims of insurgency or militancy, prohibition against stigmatization and punishment or penalty against persons or group of persons who stigmatizes. Mr. Speaker, in view of the above, I want to appeal, because not too long ago, Mr. Speaker, a young man from Benue State, a youth copper, a potential leader, was kidnapped. He stayed with Boko Haram for some time, and even when the church that sent them on errand decided to go for negotiation with some non-governmental organization, when they got there, the young man refused to come home because he felt that he had no society to go back to. He decided to stay with Boko Haram, that he has changed his religion, he has changed his mindset, because coming home, he cannot fit in because people are going to laugh at him. Again, we have issues that has to do with even point of order.
Point of order.
And Oba Ibe Manjani Federal Constituency from River State. Mr. Speaker, my point of order is a constitutional one. And while I thank my brother for this very wonderful bill, with your kind permission, I'd like for the House to advert to Section 15, subsection 15D, and I read, to promote or encourage the formation of associations that cut across ethnic, linguistic, religious, and other sectional barriers. And I think that this actually falls on this other sectional barrier. Now, if we are discriminating, and because the Constitution is not supposed to actually look at the details, so I think this is actually taken care of, Mr. Speaker. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable. Sectional barriers means sectional. This issue is not sectional. It's not a sectional barrier. It's a victim of war barrier. And you can come from any section of the country. You can come from any section of the country as a victim of insurgency. 2, Section 15 is not justiciable. So it's just there, I'm sorry to say, for the sake of being there. It's not justiciable, you cannot go to court on it if you are discriminated against. So his bill is actually, if at all Section 15 is applicable, his bill is actually giving it teeth. You are ruled out of order. In your positions, please note that the issue of the Constitution, I have ruled on it. It is not applicable to this bill at all. Then our decisions will be based on the merits and demerits of this case. And under that principle of merits and demerits, we will take a position, but under that principle, final word is always at the committee level. So I will put the question. Those in support of the bill that will protect our victims of discrimination, which there are many out there, those in support that will protect them, say aye. Those in support that we allow victims of discrimination to continue to be victimized, Please say nay. The ayes have it. I want to thank members.